Welcome to Mighty Married Moms. Join us at our kitchen table twice a week as the Mighty Married Moms, Debbie, Linda, Wendy, invite spectacular guests to weigh in on staying sexy, vibrant, and healthy, building marriages with soul-satisfying connection, raising happy, healthy, successful kids. Conversations with Mighty Married Moms will bring you closer to the life you really want.
Episode 101.
Hello everyone, it's Mighty Married Moms, and guess what? It's the holiday season, and we're excited about it.
Yep.
We're excited, and we're also have a little bit of fear and trepidation about some of the stress that's coming our way.
No, we're going to solve that for you.
That's exactly right, but we know better. We know better. We have some things that we want to share with you. So today's episode is really all about you and about having a holiday season that feels a lot less stressful and a lot more connecting with those that you love and yourself.
Yeah.
So let's start it off today. Linda.
All right, I'll start off. I think one of the things that we think about when the holidays come along is, oh no, I'm going to gain 10 pounds over the holidays, right?
No.
Because you're going to eat all that bad stuff, and you kind of get in that like, well, then I'm just going to, whatever, I'm just going to let it happen, and I'm going to just
Let it
reset
go.
in January. So I'm just here to tell you, statistically, you're not going to gain 10 pounds. Statistically, I know, right?
Yeah.
People only gain about a pound. Believe it or not.
Really?
So relax. Don't beat yourself up about it. I mean,
Oh.
that's really the thing, right? And just know that enjoy the food that you're going to eat. Enjoy the treats that you're going to have, the truffles, the whatever they are. Don't beat yourself up about it, but don't go crazy with it either. Don't say, well, I'm eating it, so I might as well just eat 10 things. You know, really try to stick with being healthy and have maybe one or two items. Don't skip your meal thinking, okay, if I don't eat lunch, then I go to the party and I can have extra cake. It doesn't really work that way.
No? Oh.
No, it really doesn't. There's a few things about that, right? Calories are not all created equal. So, eating carrots
instead of
or
lunch.
vegetables is not the same as eating a piece of cake, right? Obviously, we all know that. But the other piece of it is really a very practical, is that if you go to a party starving and you have a drink, you're going to get a little tipsy, and you're probably going to eat more bad food.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're not going to be
Sure.
really thinking about it.
On your game.
And you're not going to be on your game,
And
right?
doesn't alcohol stimulate the appetite too?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Not only are your defense is down, but you're more inclined to reach for something.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah.
Exactly. You're much more inclined to reach for something, so definitely don't want to go to a party hungry. And my thing about going to a party too is I always have a salad or something, really some raw vegetables is ideal before you go to the party. That way I know that when I'm eating the truffle or whatever, I've had this good food first. And I'm not starving, and I'm less likely to eat 5 truffles as opposed to just one, because it's hard,
What is a truffle? Isn't that a mushroom?
It's a mushroom, or it's a chocolate.
A chocolate.
Yeah,
I'm
thinking of
talking
chocolate.
about the chocolate ones.
Oh, I see. I thought mushroom.
Haven't you ever-
Does not much damage, but no, chocolate truffle. Got
Chocolate,
it. Yeah.
no, they're like, I don't know, that's my holiday
Yeah.
thing.
Go-to?
Yeah.
I like that, to eat a salad or some raw vegetables before you go.
Fill
I like
up.
it a lot. That's
Yeah.
good.
Have some nuts, some almonds, something like that, sort of, go there
Protein.
kind of eating, having already ate something really good, really healthy for you, and then you feel much better about the other choices that you might make at the party. And again, the whole thing is if you are less stressed out about and more accepting of what you're doing, you're not going to get yourself into trouble with gaining weight or feeling bad about it.
That's really interesting. You talk about stress. If you're
Yeah.
stressed out and you're beating yourself up, you're
Yeah.
going to bump up cortisol,
Cortisol.
which holds on to fat and weight. So if you relax about it and say, statistically, I'm about to only gain a pound over the month of December.
Exactly.
Let myself, that's
Enjoy.
That's interesting. So
Enjoy.
to really dial down on the stress and stop beating yourself up will also help reserve calories or expend them more easily because you're not holding on to them with the cortisol.
Exactly.
I love
Great.
that.
Exactly,
Great. Okay.
exactly. And I think the other thing, at a party is to maybe fill a small plate. Don't stand by the food table. It's really not a good place to have a conversation because you're there, you
just
are
keep eating,
mindlessly going to, because you just do.
Yeah.
You're just
You do.
there and you just mindlessly
Right.
do it. And just remember, like all those little kind of sugary treats, they're typically around 60 calories a bite. So figure
yeah,
about
yeah.
5 bite-sized things. You're talking 300 calories, which is really like breakfast, you know. So it's like a meal. So just kind of keep it in mind, and not that you have to be, you know, crazy about counting your bites, but just think about, just kind of keep that in mind. So fill a small plate and then don't refill it. You know, just
I get
fill
to
it,
have
walk
4
away.
more bites.
Yeah.
Change the mindset too. a
Change
little
the
bit.
mindset. I get to.
I get
Yeah,
to,
that's
yeah.
a really important mindset to have.
Really.
I get to do this. I get to treat myself. That's where you want to. That's where you want to be.
Yeah.
You also, statistically, people don't exercise as much in December as they do at other times of the year because they are so busy with all the other things. So again, don't beat yourself up about that either. It's everybody else is in the same boat as you are. They're a little bit too busy to get to the, you know, treadmill or get to spinning class or whatever it is. But there's lots of ways you can add exercise into your life. You can speed walk while you're carrying your Christmas presents around while you're shopping. I mean, really, you can, and that counts as exercise. That is
Park
exercise.
the car a long way away.
Park the
You
car
may
a long
have
way
to
away,
anyway, but
right? Take stairs whenever
Which, yeah.
possible. Yeah, if you're picking up toys that are all over the place, you know, pull those abdominal muscles in, do some squats. A great thing too is, as we've talked about before in an earlier episode, is habit stacking, right?
Yes.
So if you're not getting to the gym, maybe every time after you go to the bathroom, do 5 squats.
There you go.
Simple, right?
Yep.
And then by the end of the day, you've done how many squats, right? So maybe you missed your morning at the gym, but you're able to do that. Maybe you did some speed walking while you were grocery shopping. Maybe you lifted the grocery bags
Right.
on your way into the
On
house.
the way in the house, yeah.
Right? You know,
Yeah.
so there's lots of little things that you can do, and those all count as exercise. They're excellent ways to exercise that we don't even think about, right? Dancing around too is always a great thing as well.
that's a good one.
Put on
Dancing,
some
you know.
good music and dance.
Yeah, put on some
Great.
good music and dance. Get the whole family involved. There's lots of fun ways to add that exercise in and make your holiday season much more enjoyable. And just know that when January comes along, things will calm down. You'll get back to your schedule. So again, relax about it.
Yeah.
Don't stress about it. That's really the most important thing. And then catching up on sleep. We tend to not
gonna
sleep
ask
as much
about
during the
that.
holidays. So studies do show that, you know, if you have several nights of not getting the sleep that you need, so maybe if you're a person who needs 8 hours and you only get 5 hours a few nights in a row, you're going to be a little bit, you know, not as quick, not as sharp. You're going to feel a little foggy. You're going to feel a little, you know, but studies also show that if you take a nap, you can make up for it and you will regain that. So don't feel like, oh, well, you know, because I didn't get it on my regular sleep pattern, I can't regain that back. You actually can. You actually can by taking naps. So absolutely let yourself take a nap whenever you can on the weekend or sometime when you can do that. And then the other, there's so many things to talk about, but I think supplements are important during the holidays as well because, again, you're going to be eating the sugary things, you maybe not exercising as much, you maybe not be taking care of yourself as much. And we've all heard about the Christmas, the holiday blues, right? It's actually not true that people are more depressed during the holidays than they are at other times of the year. But omega-3 fatty acids can kind of curb depression, that can make you feel better. And vitamin D is a big one, and particularly for those of us in New England, because your best source of vitamin C is the sun. And you need to be exposed to the sun for about 20 minutes, but not just your face. It needs to be like your whole body. So we're not going to be walking out in our bikinis in the wintertime.
But I will in the summer. Let's hope not.
Right? So I think the vitamin D is a really good one to take in just through the winter if that's all you want to do it. But you're not going to get it from your milk. I know it's fortified with vitamin D, but it's not a good source of vitamin D, and you're getting all the baggage from dairy, which we won't go into right now in our holiday episode.
Yeah, let's not.
But it is really, really important. So that's just my little supplement tip for the holidays. Omega-3 fatty acids and vitamin D, I think, are key. And then I'll just, in the interest of time, just one more thing. The grass always looks greener on Facebook, right?
Oh,
Don't
yes.
you hate those people? Oh, I hope Santa finds me in Turks and Caicos, ha ha ha, you know? Right?
Yeah.
Happy children making cookies, everybody,
Right, yeah, right,
la, la, la. And, you know, we only put our best face forward on Facebook, right? So really, they have their problems too, so don't feel like, oh my gosh, everyone's so happy, and what about me? Okay, so just...
What I've heard is never compare your backstage to someone else's front stage.
Amen,
like
sister.
that. I like that.
That's
I
good.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll stop there. There's so many more, but you know,
Yeah.
That's
That's
great.
good for today, right?
That's totally good
Lots
for
of
today,
good
and
stuff.
I'm
Thank you,
gonna build
Linda.
off of that in terms of relationships.
Yeah.
I heard this week, and I thought it was key. I can't remember who said it, so forgive me, whoever said it. But Facebook is to relationships for women as authentic, real, and connecting as pornography is to sexual intimacy for men.
Oh.
Right? Not so much.
Wow.
It's not real. It's not, I mean, there's some, I have connections with these guys on Facebook and, but still, in terms of the public feed, it's
public
very, like you said, your front stage.
Mm-hmm.
And so, if you're depending upon that as a real source of connection and getting your oxytocin levels up as a woman, it might be a quick surge, but it's not going to last long and it's not authentic, just like pornography is real, not real intimacy for men.
Mm-hmm.
I loved that. So, and I also really like the one thing that you can do for your relationships, Wendy Williams from connectagain.org, and one thing that you can do for your relationships that's really key is when you go to those holiday parties, make sure that you spend one-on-one time with your spouse. Don't just socialize with everybody else that's there. Make time to really hang out with just that person and really, enjoy the drink that you're having or the 5 bites that you're having of those cookies or whatever it is with just them.
Do an intimate or an inside joke with each other.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So really, preserve some of that of your best for your best person in your life, Really and take the time to enjoy that because, again, how many people talk about like weddings, like, I don't know what happened, it just went by, months and years of planning, either for the couple themselves or the parents that have put on the show, as it were. They're like, what happened, all those months and months of planning. Same thing when you're going out to all these holiday events that are fun, some of them family, some of them work-related or socializing. Try to carve out some time for your person during that time.
Yeah.
Another wonderful thing to do is put your spouse on your to-do list. We all have a holiday to-do
Absolutely.
list.
It's a great idea.
Put them on your to-do list. And literally, if you're like me, I actually do write lists, and I put I used to be a nurse, and we had like little tick boxes after all these different tasks, like change the bandage at 10 a.m., tick box, and then I would check off the box when it was done. It was a very visual, physical manifestation of getting things done. It felt very accomplished. So put, Jeff on my to-do list. And so that might mean something as simple as a text like, can't wait to see you, don't forget, bring home the eggnog, or did you get so-and-so's present yet? I know what I'm thinking to get, our other son, something like that. A quick text or a call or something like that, or just
Take time for each other.
take time for each
Even
other.
little
Not only at
bits.
the social events, but just, again, on the to-do list. Don't overlook and override. And it harkens back to a guest that we had recently, Rick Gabrielli, who was also the marriage boss, was talking about the fact that we all have to make our spouse really an important person in our lives and not continue to just go, they're always there, or, make them like a client. When a client emails us or texts us or calls us, we don't go, I'll get to that tomorrow or the next day. When you read down the list of your emails, you're like, oh no, I want to talk to that person.
Yep.
I want to respond to that person. I want to show that person I'm here for them. I'm responsive to them. That's what we need to be doing for our loved ones too.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So put them on your to-do list.
Yeah.
Advice.
Another one is, it is the thought that counts. Please don't get bogged down with, I need the perfect present that's going to make, whoever jump out of their skin, and I know that we're talking pretty Christmassy right now, but I know that gifts can be a lot of holiday traditions during the month of December.
Right.
Don't get crazy with trying to make somebody explode with excitement. It really is the thought that counts. And so whatever you're going to do, and vice versa, whatever you open, just say, it's a thought that counts.
Right.
This person loves me. This person cares about me. This person took some time, maybe not as much time as we might have wanted, we just really need to look beyond that and recognize that this person, loves me and I love them, and we're really trying to build a lifelong connection here, and to really assign nothing but good motivations to that person, rather than thinking that they're just thoughtless and they're not caring, or that you're thoughtless and not caring. So that would be my third tip.
Maybe with the gift you add a little card that just says how much I appreciate you and love you. These are the things I love about you. Just wanted to
Right,
tell you that
right.
today. That combined with any gift,
Right.
I
Yeah.
think,
It's big.
would
Right.
make me, I would love anything if somebody wanted to write a card like that.
That really listed, my top 3 favorite things about you.
Yeah.
And it could be really practical. Like I love, like for instance, literally, I have never, well, maybe never might be strong. I've been married 19 and a half years. I can't tell you the last time I took the trash out from the side of the house to the curb. I cannot tell you. It is like clockwork. Jeff that's just something that I don't even know. I think it's Tuesdays, but I'm not even sure. Really, I have never, ever, and so and I do appreciate that. I totally appreciate that.
So that would be something to write.
Yes, but I gotta tell you, this is a funny little story. So Jeff takes out the trash, and so he goes around the house and he empties the trash, he puts it out, he takes it to the curb and all that. And when I get mad, every time I went to the kitchen, the 4-foot kitchen trash container that most of us have in our houses, and it didn't have the new bag put in there, I'd be like, excuse me, could you at least, and then about, I don't know, 5 years, and I was like, Wendy, really?
Really?
Yeah.
Really? I think I could replace the bag.
Yeah.
So it's been about 15 years since I complained about that.
Yeah.
But, so anyway, so just to really, the thought that counts, and there's a lot to appreciate about our spouses. And let me leave you with the final one, which is take time to spend some time with your person de-stressing and relaxing. The holiday time is go, 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 go. It can be go, 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 go. And so just, kick off your shoes, put up your feet, get a couple of magazines that you've been meaning to catch up on, articles that you don't have to talk. You can just sit side by side on the couch, put up a playlist of some really good music. Maybe if you got a fireplace, light the fire, and just chill out and relax. Spend some time with that person and continue to feed that bond, because that bond is just so important. And so, the holidays can be less stressful if we build the bridges with our spouse as opposed to making them another source of stress. Actually find ways to connect with them and leverage the de-stressing that can happen in the holiday time with our spouse.
Great.
So that's what I'd have to say.
Great stuff. And I think what you were just saying, Wendy, is perfect in the sense that you want to be present. Really present.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
You can take the pun if you want to,
Yeah.
but it wasn't intended. Really be present
Yeah.
with the people in front of you.
Yeah.
If it's your kids, if it's your spouse, if it's your parents or your siblings who've traveled from across the country, just be really present. And that means putting away distractions such as the
Screens.
cell phone, the screens, whatever. If you all want to sit around and watch a football game together, great, do it. Or basketball game.
Don't
whatever
invite
it is.
me.
But I was listening to something this morning, and I found out that just the mere presence in your hand, even if you're not looking at it, of a cell phone is enough for the other person to feel like you're not really paying attention to
I
them.
could completely believe that.
Mhm.
And just the presence of it in your hand. And then if you don't force yourself not only to put it away or perhaps even turn it off, but if you actually look at it while you're talking to the other person, of course, you take it and it's gone.
It's got a whole other trajectory.
Yeah. So the number one tip is be really present. Enjoy the moment. Recognize that this moment is never going to come again.
Truly.
And make the most of it. Make it a really good moment. And the other thing I heard is that we are, a life of meaning is built on the little moments. In other words, if you have more 3-second moments in your life, and they were doing the math for me, and I don't remember what it is off the top of my head. How many 3-second moments can you have in, say, a 16 or 17 hour waking day, right? So that's a lot of waking moments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the more that you have, the happier you're going to be, more than if somebody has one big fabulous
Yes.
experience.
Yes.
It's the building up of the good, solid little 3-second moments.
Yep.
That builds for a really wonderful, happy life.
Yes.
So how cool is that?
It is
and I
cool.
wasn't even going to talk about that. It just
Yeah.
came up from
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
What I was going to talk about is setting expectations for your family, and this is really important. So if you have younger children, or if you have middle school kids or teenagers, and in my case I've got a couple of kids who are coming back from college or recently out in the work world, it's important to have expectations for what everybody wants to see and what they want to have happen. One of the things we often ask our kids is, here's what I'm thinking about for our family dinner for the holiday. In our case, it's Christmas. What do you absolutely have to have in order for it
Yeah.
to be
Christmas
a
Eve.
successful holiday meal for you. And so everybody gets to have their input on what they're going to have. In my case, because my kids don't live at home right now, I send it out in a Google Doc. But I would say do this as a family meeting. Family meetings are incredibly important for everybody to get onto the same page. So say, okay, so if we're going to have if we're going to have a great family Christmas, what do you have to see? What are one or two things that have to happen, that have to be there, that will help you feel like this is a great Christmas for you? And it could be a certain game that somebody wants to play. It could be a certain pie that's at the meal. It could be going for the walk between the meal and the dessert, which is what we always do. It could be, whatever it is, ask everybody, what are your expectations? What are the one or two things that are really important to you? And everybody get on the same page to try to make it happen for everybody else in the family. And that's an important way to do it. Another thing that I really wanted to point out is have everybody have jobs. This is something I got from my mother at the family meal.
I like that.
Yeah. My mother didn't want to just be, I think I may have mentioned this in the past, she didn't want to just be stuck in the kitchen all by herself and everybody else was having fun. So she would make a list of all the things that need to happen based on how many people were there, would determine how many jobs there were. So it could be setting out the appetizers, cleaning up the appetizers, preparing the sweet potatoes, preparing the carrots, doing the beans, doing the turkey, which my mother would do, or in my case, if it's at my house, I would do, cleaning off the table, washing the pots and pans, drying the pots and pans, putting away all the leftover foods. I mean, you can come up with
that's
jobs.
what I would
A lot of jobs.
Yeah, there are a lot of jobs. If you've got a lot of people in the house, then you write them all on a little slip of paper. And if it's age appropriate, I mean, obviously a 5-year-old can't necessarily
Clean the pots and pans.
Put the food away.
Put the food away. So
That would be
it's a
good.
good opportunity
For a
to teach
5-year-old.
them. Start to teach them these things. But whatever's age appropriate, let everybody pick out a job. And that way everybody's contributing. And how often do you get to have opportunities in the kitchen standing side by side, you're both busy doing something? That's when you have great conversations.
It's true.
It's when you connect, it's when you share stuff. And you don't you're not forcing that eye contact.
Right.
You know, it's like sitting in the car together.
Yes, there's so much more productive conversations.
Absolutely.
It's not eyeball
You
to
don't
eyeball.
you're not forcing the intimate eye contact. So working together in the kitchen is great. And I'm going to put in a little plug. If you haven't gotten it yet, check out my brand new book, Cupcakes for Dinner. And it's
I'm so excited.
it's got some great recipes, some great family things.
I got a recipe in there.
Yes, both Wendy and Linda do. I have a bunch, and a bunch of other people have recipes in there. Great family tips, a lot of the things that I'm talking about right here, and a whole bunch more. And the whole idea is to be able to connect with your kids in the kitchen. And yes, I do have cupcake recipes for dinner, but there's no cake in those recipes. You use the cupcake tins. But so those are some really great tips. And then another key I really think is important, it's all about relationships and your health, is being patient and kind. And just recognizing that it doesn't have to be perfect. You know, I corrected myself. I said, not a perfect family holiday, a great family holiday. What are the things that make it for a great family holiday? And recognize it's not going to be perfect. And if somebody spills...
You shouldn't even aim for perfect.
No, don't even aim for perfect.
Right.
If somebody spills something, or if a pie gets burned, or, who cares?
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of things, it's not that big a deal. It really isn't. What's more important, and I'll go back to what I started with, is being present with each other and being grateful for, and teach your kids gratitude. This is so important. Teach your kids to be grateful for, the little things that they have, and then they won't get into that materialistic stuff that we always worry about. My kids want these things. How do I handle it? Find ways to get them to contribute at home, in the community. There's so many opportunities. Maybe your house of worship has like a mitten tree, or you can go online and donate.
Oh yeah.
And, there are so many ways.
Of getting outside yourself.
Getting outside yourself. Find some way to help somebody else, and then you won't feel quite so materialistic about what I want. It's my stuff.
Yeah.
And as far as, younger children in particular, and although I know teenagers who struggle with this too, if something is in The family room, the family living space, it's free game. If they have something that they really want to have as special for themselves, teach them to keep it in their own room. Because they have their own
that's a
special
good
place.
idea.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah, that way there's no...
Except if it's food, then they probably shouldn't be storing
No,
it
no,
in their
no,
room.
no.
But yeah.
Although I've had my kids do that before too. And we had ants in one of our kids' rooms one
gosh.
time, so maybe that's not such a good idea. But the idea that I just want to share is make it, be patient with each other. Don't aim for perfection. Get outside of yourself, be grateful, and be present. And it will help keep those cortisol levels down.
Absolutely.
It will help your relationships with your spouse, and it will help your relationships with your kids and your extended family as well.
Yeah.
So take time for yourself. Be good to yourself.
Great.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, happy holidays from Mighty Married Moms.
Yeah.
We're glad to have had this time with you in this year. I don't know, no. We've put out at the end of 2015
Just about 100 episodes.
just about 100 episodes, and
Yeah.
we're so thrilled and we're so grateful. And we just feel like we've grown as women,
Yeah.
as entrepreneurs, as friends, as colleagues.
Spouses,
Everything.
parents,
Yeah,
everything.
We're better women for doing this. So blessings to you and your family this holiday season. And again, Mighty Married Moms at mightymarriedmoms.com. Please share this. Go on to iTunes and subscribe and share this with others. Take care.
Thank
Happy
you.
holidays.
Happy holidays.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Mighty Married Moms. Tune in twice a week on Mondays and Thursdays to meet fascinating and inspiring guests who will help you create the life you've always wanted.
You can find these episodes and special gifts just for you at mightymarriedmoms.com, as well as a link to our Facebook community.
where we continue the conversation around the kitchen table. Please also help share the love by leaving a review on iTunes. We'll see you next time.